Before I start the race review, I thought it was probably appropriate just to thank you guys for the support on for the last few days. The update video, the messages I've had on Twitter, the messages I've had on Instagram. I've read all of them. I have. I promise you. I know I haven't interacted, but I do really appreciate it. And as I go through a really, really difficult time in my life, my TV's, I know the camera shot's not there, but this is my last day in this apartment. There's a bunch of boxes around me and stuff, and I've been doing a lot of things. But the support that you guys have given me has been truly just inspiring. I can't thank you guys enough, seriously. Words aren't enough. You know, in some videos you might have seen yesterday and you're going to see tomorrow, I seem normal. It's because those are pre-recorded. Starting, I think, Wednesday is when you'll probably see current version of me. And to have you guys with me through this time is something that's really important. I don't take it for granted because while I do feel really alone right now, I know that I do have a lot of you guys that I personally have not met, but I do know I have your support from all around the world, pretty much from Brazil to England to, here in America to Canada. I've gotten messages from everywhere, so I really do want to say thank you, and not sugarcoat that or not, not underestimate that, and just say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's gonna take me a long time. I'm being completely honest. It is going to take me a long time. So please just bear with me for a little bit while I just try to recover and to heal and while I try to figure out my life. So while I do that, just please keep watching. Please keep supporting. Please keep subscribing and staying subscribed, commenting on the videos, hitting the like button. And I want to right now thank you to the Patreon members. We have a lot of new members that after after that video that I uploaded on Saturday, I think Friday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I think it was on Friday. We have a lot of new members. I just want to give a shout out to them because they did join to help support the channel directly, including everyone else that's always there. Living Human, ZH, Skylar, Brody, David, Koti, VSXZO, S Box Gaming. I don't wanna cuss. I'm sorry. And Krios, and I'm sure there's maybe some that I have missed that might are not showing up. Spencer, I'm sorry, Spencer. I didn't see that one. Larry, thank you for the message as well. Guys on the Discord, thank you for the messages. And I've been carrying on for 3 minutes. You guys are here to hear a race review, so let's get to that. I love you guys, seriously, and I'll get through it. Okay, so the race at Richmond, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I did miss about the first 60 laps, so basically the first stage. I kind of missed most of that, mainly because I was again packing stuff up and working on that kind of stuff, so I just wasn't able to watch the race. So I kind of missed that, but the first stage, was similar to the rest of the race pretty much. I have the playoff standings here right in front of me because NBC is showing it right now, and Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell is 18 up on the cut line right now, so that's very important. Ty Gibbs is in 17th. He can point his way in. Chase Elliott is 40 points behind, and really, to be honest, with 4 races remaining, that's possible. That's definitely possible for Chase Elliott to actually point his way in. For Daniel Suarez, for AJ Allmendinger, I don't think so, but for Elliott and for definitely Ty Gibbs, they can do it. So, but Michael McDowell is holding that spot. And then obviously the race winner today we will talk about. And this Richmond race was exactly what Richmond is. I still believe this race should be a night race. I don't think that will make it any better in terms of racing quality. It won't. Richmond is what Richmond is. It is a very unique racetrack. It's, doesn't offer the most exciting racing, but it's a different style of racing. There is a lot of strategy involved. There always has been at Richmond. Tire wear is absolutely massive. It's one of the few, actually probably the only racetrack where pitting more in a stage is the better strategy. Like pitting twice, 3 times in stages is the better strategy. It's a very unique racetrack. It's a very different style of race. It is F1 style, but it is it's not bad. It's just not as exciting, and I think we can all agree with that. It doesn't mean, again, that I'm complaining about it. It's just this is what Richmond has always been. When I drive Richmond, like on a simulator or on a game, whatever, I do have fun with the racetrack. I really have always enjoyed the layout of Richmond. I've said this the whole time. I think the layout's really fun. I like the design of the racetrack. I like how kind of it has worn out through the years, and there's a lot of big tire wear there and stuff like that. I like all that. But the speeds are really low, and the tire wear is so high. I don't know if it's like a weird version of like when Atlanta was getting really old and like some people were complaining about the racing when Atlanta got really old. Richmond has that kind of tire wear. The tire wear is absolutely excessive, and maybe that hurts the quality of racing a little bit, but it depends on what you want. When you show up for a Richmond race, you are expecting comers and goers. You are expecting massive tire fall off, and for the cars to kind of look like they're actually in slow motion most of the time because there's so much, wheel spin, so much lack of rear grip, lack of grip overall, entering the corner, exiting the corner, that the drivers are just on the brake and off the throttle more than they're actually on it. I do think Richmond, as most races do, I think it needs only one race date. I don't think it needs two. I don't think it needs to be racing during the day. That's just my opinion. It's just Richmond, to me, has always been a night race, and I would like to keep it a night race. I don't think the day races have been better. I don't think they're even better for the fans. It was very hot today in Richmond, Virginia. There's no shade for the fans, and this is a big thing. Like I've been to Homestead where the sun's just beating down on you. It's a part of the fan experience. I went to Phoenix, and in the grandstands, you're completely shaded most of the time. So, it's a big experience for the fans as well, that I think the race should be at night and not during the day. And I also believe for Richmond, it would be much, much better if they only had one race date. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But just like Pocono, and just like I think a lot of racetracks that have two race dates, barring maybe, no, even Bristol, yeah, Bristol as well, but barring like Daytona, maybe even Talladega, even though I don't know. I still believe those tracks, it would be really hard to take a race date away from Daytona. That's what I'm trying to say. But for the majority of racetracks, you need to have one race day. I think Richmond will help with that. In terms of the race, it was controlled by teams. So like the first part of the race was controlled by Joe Gibbs / 23XI. I always merge the two together because I think most of you guys do as well. Joe Gibbs / 23XI, the Toyotas, controlled the first half of this race. And then Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing controlled a large part of the race, and that was the three teams. Two, Joe Gibbs / 23XI, but three teams: Joe Gibbs, 23XI, Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. The Fords were very good. The Toyotas were very good. Hendrick Motorsports and Chevy and Trackhouse Racing and RCR a little bit towards the end. Yes, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, they did perform pretty well. They were definitely the best Chevys out of everyone. But Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Kyle Larson, all these guys absolutely struggled. It was not Chevy's day. Hendrick Motorsports, Trackhouse Racing, their speed was just not there whatsoever. So this was a Ford and a Toyota race, and they didn't lead like at majority of parts, but Stewart-Haas Racing, all four cars finishing in the top 12, all four cars with solid runs. Almirola running up there, Ryan Preece, 0 top 10s, and he finishes in the top 10. I take that back. Even better, he finished in the top 5. Yeah, but he was running third, the late race restarts and stuff. One late race restart. I'm pretty sure, because I did miss stage 1, so I don't want to say that it went caution free, but this race did essentially go caution free. It essentially went caution free, except for the stages. You have stage cautions, except for 10 laps to go. Daniel Suarez gets wrecked by Noah Gragson, who's on his inside, and that brings out a caution, but it didn't bring out that much drama because Chris Buescher, who was doing an incredible job for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, it's still RFK. After Brad Keselowski made a pit stop mistake where he almost missed his pit stall, and then it caused the team to have a terrible pit stop, and then he was leading, but then he fell back, and he couldn't get his track position back because the car, got in dirty air, lost his track position, lost his grip, and he went backwards. But Chris Buescher took up the mantle when one RFK car went down, and he didn't go down. Keselowski still finished in the top 10, but going for the race win. he had such a big gap between him and Denny Hamlin and the other cars that simple 4-tire stop, get out of there. You have the gap. You're not going to get beaten off pit road. Just nice and smooth. Don't speed. Boom. Chris Buescher does that. Now it's time for the restart. And the guy that was outside of him played a part in it. The spotter even said it. Take the inside. Don't let Denny Hamlin do what he did to Kyle Larson to you. So I think it was a smart move. Buescher gets a great jump. Denny Hamlin actually for the first lap does extremely well. He looks very quick on that outside lane trying to get to that right rear quarter panel. And if I was Chris Buescher and Denny Hamlin did not make that mistake on the second lap of the restart with about 2 to go, where he overdrives turn 1, locks up his left front tire, and he just overdrives the turn 1 corner, that gave him the space. But even if Denny Hamlin got to his outside, I would have given him the outside because then I control. Especially with Denny Hamlin, he can't complain about it, right? Because obviously what he did to Larson. So, if Buescher had to fight out Denny Hamlin for that, I would have definitely put him on the outside. I would have given him that space. I wouldn't have tried blocking or anything. I would have let him take the outside. And then if he was able to drive around me or even drive up next to me and do that, I would just drive him up the track and do it that way. And that's how you would battle for the win. But Denny Hamlin overdrove the corner. That was that. Logano, him, Kyle Busch battled for second place. Chris Buescher wins at Richmond. Didn't win a race all season, but he was good on points. He was, I think, over 100 points, around the 110 mark. Good on points. So he was good. He was fine on points. Just making sure guys like Ty Gibbs or Suarez or Elliott, those guys don't win a race. Well, he already won a race. He's good. He is in the playoffs now, and that is very good for Chris Buescher. Let's go to the race results. Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Ryan Preece, Keselowski, Truex, Almirola, Dillon, and Harvick. So like I said, Toyota and Ford with the 2 RCR boys in there. I did give Austin Dillon a bunch of crap, but he comes back today and he does what he does. Run 10th, get a top 10, keep his career because that's what he does. Still gets outperformed by his teammate though, so I don't want to apologize for last week. It's just the guy does not run well. It's just, whatever. Someone you don't see in the top 10 was Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace was actually leading at one point. I think it was in stage 2 before bad pit stop. The Jackman can't get it fully up off the ground, and the tire can't get off the wheel, and he loses basically half a lap. Not half a lap, but like a quarter of a lap. A lot of track position, and he was never able to recover from that point. I feel like Bubba Wallace has that a lot. Just like he doesn't run up front all the time, but when he does run up front, you just feel like something goes wrong. Whether it's him making a mistake on pit road, or more often than not, the pit crew making a mistake and then costing him the track position and he can't get back up. For me, that always happens with Bubba Wallace when he runs really well. I'm talking about leading a race and competing for wins. He doesn't do that all the time, but when he does, it feels like something goes wrong in pit lane. But the 4 SHR cars, Chase Briscoe in 11th, Kevin Harvick in 10th, Eric Almirola in 8th, Ryan Preece in 5th. It's good to see those Fords run really well. Joey Logano was the only Penske car that really ran well. Ryan Blaney finished in 14th. So Penske still not there yet, not clicking. But then you could also say for today, Hendrick Motorsports, best finish 13th with Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been underperforming since his injury. Everyone else really underperformed. Kyle Larson was basically running up towards the wall trying to find grip. Alex Bowman 18th. William Byron 21st. These guys were, Hendrick Motorsports, just awful all day today. And the Chevys, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, they were just really bad. Stenhouse didn't do anything. Suarez ends up, he brought out the caution. Not brought it out. Noah Gragson, wrecked him basically. If you just look at the bottom of the results from 27th through 36th, there's 3 Fords and 7, 8 Chevys. So the Chevys sucked 100%. It was a Toyota and a Ford day. It was entertaining, but entertaining in your taste of racing. I can easily see why a lot of people have not been very entertained with that race. I do think it just needs one race date. That's just my opinion on fixing this kind of thing. And understanding that Richmond provides a different type of race. Pocono, delivers different type of races. A lot of people, everyone kind of enjoyed the race at Pocono last week, but also sometimes you go to Pocono, it's a very boring, dull race in our opinions. This one is Richmond. It's not boring. It's not great. It's Richmond. It's just different. So that's my opinion on it. Next week, another racetrack. I actually see where the schedule is next week. Because Michigan has to be coming out right soon. Because I keep thinking Michigan keeps coming out. It is. It's Michigan. And then you have 2 road courses before you hit Daytona in late August. So, yeah, Michigan's finally coming after I thought it was happening 3 weeks ago. Michigan's up next. Playoff bubble, not that much different again. McDowell, Bubba Wallace in, Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, all those guys chasing. Michael McDowell on the bubble, and he's still doing extremely well in terms of holding on to that position. That is it for me. I have a video ready for you guys tomorrow and Tuesday. So, I will be back home in South Florida tomorrow, but recording wise, you'll see me on Wednesday down there. And again, I don't want to, hopefully you're still watching, as this is probably like 15 minutes into the video. Thank you. Thank you. I know I will be okay. I've built foundations with myself while I was alone for a long time to be ready in case times like these happened again. I am overwhelmed because I'm moving and, my relationship ended at the same time. So it's just a lot. And I don't know where I'll be living. And I think the combination of everything has hit me like the biggest truck you could ever see. So I know I will be okay. Thank you guys for the support. It's just going to take me a long time. Because I did, once I figure out what I'm going to do, where I'm going to be, where I'm going to live, and, coming to a acceptance of losing someone I truly and dearly love, not loved, love, and that's not going to change. So once I come to an acceptance with that, and I know I can handle that pain, which I do believe I can, I just have to do it. It's going to be long and hard and tiresome and annoying, and I know I have you guys with me. I like to be transparent with you guys. I don't hide my emotions. I don't hide my feelings. So I know you guys do appreciate that as well. And I appreciate your support, even though I'm not interacting a lot, just because I'm trying to distract myself. I went karting today, which is why I missed the first stage. I did go karting, Orlando Kart Center. It's actually a really cool area if you're in the Orlando area. It's like in the middle of nowhere, but I went karting today, had fun with that. I'll be playing Final Fantasy tonight before I have to load up everything in the desk. And so, just trying to distract myself. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you guys. You'll see me tomorrow. You'll see me Tuesday. But I will see you guys again on Wednesday as well. I love you guys. Take care. Peace out.